All right, there we go. How's it going, everyone? My name is Timothy Allen Alenko, and it is windy. I'm from Murrieta, California. Been playing disc golf about 2 years, and I play in MA1 currently. And this is my winter 2018 in the bag. For my winter in the bag, I had to do it on the only winter day we have in Southern California. It's raining, and it is 55 degrees, freezing. I'm just kidding. You guys at the other parts of the country buried in snow right now are making fun of me. I know, but I mean, if it was like this the whole entire winter, raining and cold, even colder, I'd love it. But unfortunately, I live in Southern California, so this is the one day of winter I get per year. Anyway, on to my in the bag. I'm going to try to do this one take, Jake. Here we go. Starting off with my throwing putters. I have two judges. I have a prime judge. This one's beat in and flippy. Throw it, and it flips up and drifts to the right. It's very nice for that kind of shot. Don't even have to throw it that hard to get it to flip. I also have a first run judge. I believe this is the classic plastic. This thing is dead straight. Perfect. Even letting it go flat, maybe drifts just a tiny bit to the right, but very consistent, straightforward. Those are my two judges. Next up, I have two harps. I have a BT hard harp. This thing is a little bit beat in now, so it flies pretty straight, but it still has a solid finish at the end. This is great for hyzers. Next up, I have the Megasoft harp. As you can see, this thing is very warped. And what's interesting, the more beat in it gets, the more overstable it gets. And it is awesome for upshots, even for a few flicks here and there. Oh, thunder, yes! Okay, on to mid-ranges. I carry a Tournament Plastic Westside Tersus. This thing is flippy. It's awesome. I'm really excited for the new Patrol, I think it is, that's coming out from Dynamic. That's going to be an answer to this. Curious to see how the two compare, but as of right now, this thing is awesome. I don't use it really as much as I'd like to, just because there's not really that much need of it, the courses that I play most of the time. But when I do need that kind of really long S-turns or really slow gliding hyzer, it's there. Anyway, next one is the Compass. This thing is really straight, just now starts to get just a little bit of turn, but has the nice compass finish right at the end. And this thing is nice. I've dyed it like crazy. I don't know why. I was bored, but there we go. All right, next up is the Lucid Verdict in this awesome looking emerald stamp with the clear, little bit of milky pink white plastic. Nice and consistent overstable. This thing is amazing for hyzers, just smooth, controllable hyzers out till maybe 350. It's very nice for that. And next I have a Promo Anchor. This one's a little bit gummier than the normal Anchor, but it's still got the little metal flakes in there. This thing is even more overstable than the Verdict. A little bit shorter too, but not quite as short as my next one, which is Metal Flake Justice. This thing is really flat, like most Justices are, and it's got the metal flakes in it. It's a little bit gummier. It's a little bit lighter too. I think this one is a 169, so a little bit lighter, and beefy, nice ground action, great for flicks. And on to the fairway drivers. I only carry three. I have a first run Escape. This thing is a little bit more overstable than the regular Escape, but it's still got a nice dome. It's a little bit gummier. It is beautiful to look at. I can actually throw this thing flat and not worry about it flipping over, which is crazy for an Escape, but that one does it. Next up is, I think one of the newest additions to my bag is the First Run Zion. This thing kicked out my Thunderbird that was previously in my bag. Crank on this thing, it's just great. It's just fantastic. Whatever normal people would use a Felon for, I use this, or even like a Sexton Firebird, I think. But this thing's great. Little tiny bit gummy because it's the first run, but I love that. I love the not super stiff feel in the hand, very consistent. Still got some dome to it, so it's not bored flat. I don't really like the flatness of the Felon very much. But the next one is a First Run Criminal. This thing is beefy, consistent, great for hyzers, all the way out to maybe 360-ish. Not really any farther than that. I don't put any anhyzer on this, just forehands, backhands, consistent hyzers. All right, now on to distance drivers. I carry a couple. I have a Fusion hand-eye Enforcer. that my wife got me for my birthday a year and a half ago, and it's still in the bag. It's nice and seasoned. I can put this on Anheuser and it just glides the whole thing. It's great. Anytime there's a tailwind, but I still want a little bit of an overstable shot or distance. There we go. I also have another Fusion Enforcer given to me by my buddy Rich. This thing is more beefy. It's just a tiny bit flatter and beefy, but still has got the glide. This one also feels a little faster for some reason than the other one. Next disc, I have a Trespass. I only throw this thing for rollers and tomahawks. It is really flippy. It's actually an air Trespass, so it's lighter. 158, so it's lighter, under 160. And this thing is amazing for rollers. I just put it out on a little bit of Anheuser, and it drops and carries, and it's great. All right, next up, Prototype Sheriff. Sheriffs are usually understable, kind of just like the Trespass is supposed to be, but this one is flatter, and I got this actually as a Secret Santa present this year from a guy in Iowa. His name is Colin, and this thing is great because it still has the glide that the Sheriff does, but it doesn't flip. It's a little more stable, and this thing is actually the newest addition to my bag, but it's there now. Next up is a Stiletto. It's a gold line Stiletto, beefy. I use this pretty much exclusively for forehands. I don't actually backhand this at all. Yeah, exclusively forehands. But I can even put it on Anheuser, keep it low. It'll flex, kind of skim the ground, and then have a big giant flare skip at the end. Anywhere within, I want to say 350, I'll do this. I also flick the Sheriff if I want to get distance up to 400 for forehands. The Stiletto. And then my last two are worlds. I have a tournament plastic world and a VIP world. This one is now flippy, so it kind of does the same thing as the Sheriff, but if I want like big sweeping S-curve, that's what I'm going for. Or if I want to really lay into something flat and give just a little turn but still maximum distance and keep it low, I'll use the VIP. All right, on to putting putters. I carry these two Classic Blend Judges. This one is my, around the circle putter. This one is outside jump putt, little short, upshot type putter. I can tell them apart because this one has a little bit more blue in it, but these are my Classic Blend Judges. The Classic Blend plastic feels really nice. Even when it's a little bit colder, the thumb, just ever so slightly pushes it in, but they're still stiff enough to where it's not floppy out of your hand, and they just feel great. I love this Classic Blend plastic. All right, I have two specialty discs, and actually this one's another Enforcer, and I'm testing it out. Still don't know whether it's going to fit in or if it's just going to be a backup for that other stable Enforcer I have, but it looks awesome and it feels awesome. And then lastly, I have a Opto Diamond. This has a slight burst to it. Not sure if you guys can see it, but this thing is going to be a shorter roller disc, kind of like the Trespass, but shorter. I just need to beat it in just a little bit more until it gets as flippy as I would like it. I want this thing to be like a Roadrunner flippy, and then once it is, I'll be happy and satisfied. Let's see. I have the Metal Dynamic Discs Mini, which is awesome. I think that's it. My bag is the Dynamic Discs Commander bag, which my wife got me for my birthday last summer, and it has been amazing. So, darling, thank you very much for getting me the bag. I really love it. And I think that is the entirety of my in the bag. My bag has been changing a ton. I mean, if you've seen my last in the bag just a few months ago, I didn't have this bag. I had maybe 10 or 11 discs in there, and almost my whole bag has changed since then. So it's really cool to see, even over the short time I've been playing disc golf, how my disc selection and stuff has been changing. And yeah, I think that is the entirety of my in the bag. So I'm going to get back to enjoying my one winter day in California before we go back to the heat. It gets up to like 120 here in the summer. It's gross. I hate it. But thank you for watching this in the bag, and subscribe for more disc golf videos, vlogs of tournaments, those kinds of things, disc reviews, where I actually did a disc review of this Zion, which was cool. cool. And then I think that's the vlog where I went to Sam's Club and got all the samples in the world, so check that video out. Definitely subscribe, click the bell so you get notified if you want to. If not, that's fine. But I think that is it for me. Once again, I'm Timothy Allen Elenko Jr., I might add. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.